Hey everyone, welcome back to Hands and Feet Homestead. I'm Rebecca and I'm out in the garden today to film this video here. We've had some really nice days lately. Spring is like almost here. It's so exciting. We've had some days almost up into the 60s and nice sunshine, and it's really making me excited for the garden season this year. So we started some seeds already. We have our onions started. I'm about to start my lettuce to get some early lettuce going. And I wanted to talk about something that you can do very easily all winter long or this spring while you're waiting for the very first crops to get ready for harvest, like your greens and things like that, but you just really want something fresh. I have a whole tray of broccoli microgreens here, and I just wanted to talk to you about them today and tell you how easy it is to grow. And it's something that you can do inside in your house. If you have a grow light set up already for your seedlings, that's perfect. That's all you need. I know some people do use just a southern facing window. I've never tried that myself, so I don't know what the results would be like with that, or if the seedlings would just be a little more weak. But I just use it under my grow light, and yeah, you can do different types of microgreens. These ones are broccoli. Broccoli and kale are some of our favorite ones to grow. I like those because you don't need to soak the seeds ahead of time. Some things like peas or sunflower shoots are really delicious, and kids love those, but you do have to soak them ahead of time, and it's just another thing to think about. But microgreens are just super nutrient dense. Especially broccoli. Broccoli is so good for you, everybody knows that, but even the microgreens is actually just a bigger bang for your buck there, and you just get so much more nutrition from just a little amount of them. And yeah, they're just great to add on to your sandwiches, add to your salads, make a little wrap with them. They're just so good. I can put them on my eggs in the morning too. Those are good. But it's so simple, so I just wanted to walk you through the process of that today. So basically you just need a tray to put your soil in. I'm using a 10-20 size tray here. These are specifically made for microgreens now because they have a more of a shallow depth here. Because microgreens, you don't need it to be very deep. You'd just be wasting a lot of soil if you were to use a regular depth tray. So that's why I like these. They have holes in them right here, so you have some nice drainage, and also for the bottom watering that you do. So this is just a 10-20 tray. We get these from Bootstrap Farmer. I'll link them below if you want to check those out, but they're very sturdy. That's the type of trays I use for all of my seed starting, and we've gotten a lot of use out of them over the years, and they're holding up really well, so I do recommend those. But as I said, you don't need to use those. You can use little foil casserole dishes or whatever that you buy from the grocery store. Another thing I've used in the past is a rotisserie chicken container. Those are perfect because they have a very shallow depth on those as well. So you could use those, just put some holes in the bottom of that. Anyway, this is the size that I love to use. So all you need to do is fill the tray up with your dirt, and you really want to tamp it down, really push it down, get it nice and compact in there. The type of soil you want to use, it really does not matter too much, because all your seedlings, when they first sprout, all of the nutrients that they need to grow and thrive for the first, few weeks or so are all within the seed. And you're not going to be growing these any longer than a week, maybe 2 weeks, leaving it in the tray. So it has all the nutrients it needs, so you don't need to add fertilizer to it. You don't need to amend the soil. You don't need to use high-end compost or anything like that. I just use whatever I have. Something that is more affordable, like I usually use like a potting mix, an organic OMRI listed potting mix. You will see seed starting mix at the stores, and it does have a little bit less of the bigger chunky material in it, which is nice for seed starting. But like a tiny bag of it, at least by me, I see them for like $10, so I'm just not about to spend $10 on a small bag of dirt. So just use what you have, use what's affordable. You just fill up your tray, just get it nice and filled up, and then, you know, push it down. And then all you're gonna wanna do is, for broccoli anyway, that's what I'm talking about today. Broccoli and kale are about the same. I do about 30 grams of the seed, and you just measure it out on your kitchen scale, and then you can just sprinkle it over the top like that. Another thing with the soil is, like any other seed starting you're doing, you want your soil to be already like pre-moistened. You don't want your soil that you're using to be bone dry. Make sure you put it, I had to put mine in a little bowl, add a little water, let it soak up a little bit, mix it around, give it a little bit of time to rehydrate a little bit. Because if it's bone dry, it's not gonna absorb the water. It's just gonna fall right through, and you're gonna have a mess on your hand. So anyways, so after you put your dirt in, then you're gonna go ahead and you're gonna weigh out your seed. For this is broccoli, broccoli microgreens. We also do the kale, as I said. The kale looks very similar to this, and they have a similar flavor. It is a slightly radishy, has a slight spice to it. So some kids may not be too fond of that type, but my kids will love picking from this. As you can see, it's all kind of pushed down over there. They were reaching under the light while they were growing and couldn't wait to try some. So
yummy.
I guess it depends on what your kids like, but for broccoli and kale, I just do 30 grams weighed out on my kitchen scale, and then just sprinkle it over. Your kids can help you do that. They love doing that. Try to get it evenly spread. It doesn't have to be it doesn't have to be perfect at all. Then you just want to take a little spray bottle and just go ahead and spray it to get it nice and wet. And the kids can also help you do that if you have little ones. They like to do that and be involved. And then you want to, now what I usually do is, if I'm doing a cycle of these in the wintertime, which I didn't get into the routine this year, unfortunately, but I'll usually start one tray, and then I will put a second tray that's full of dirt. I'll have a second one ready to go. And after I plant the seeds in this one, I'll go ahead and put this on top, because you want to have the tray that you just put your seed on, you want that to sit in darkness for about 4 days. And you also want it to be, covered, but you also want weight to be on top of it. The weight on top of it is going to strengthen the little sprouts, so you're gonna just get a much better yield, and they're gonna be much stronger, straighter standing up, so it's easier to cut when you're ready to harvest it. So I just go ahead and I have the next tray ready to go usually. I'll have this ready, and then I'll set that on top, and I'll just put it aside, out of sunlight, not under your grow light. It doesn't need to be under there, because you want it to be dark for the first 4 days, and just let it sit. And then you'll see, you can check on it every few days or so, and then on the 4th day, you should start to see the little sprouts starting to push up on the tray and start trying to come out the sides of the top of the tray. And if you lift it up, you'll see all the growth that's happening. It's searching for that sunlight, and it's getting a lot of strength on the root there. So once you see that, after about 4 days, you just go ahead and take that chopped tray off. Just take that one off, and then you're gonna just stick this under your grow lights that you have, and it's gonna take another 3 to 4 days, and it'll look like this. It'll be beautiful and lush, and it's ready to harvest. And you can go ahead and just keep them in the tray and harvest as needed, or you can take them all out and store them in your refrigerator. All you have to do is just rinse them. I just rinse them under water in a little strainer before I eat them. And yeah, that's pretty much all there is to it. So now for the microgreen trays, like I said, this is a nice shallow depth. They do sell trays that don't have holes in it, like this one, that are also a shallow depth as well. I didn't purchase those. I just figured I would use my normal depth ones and just put it in there. You just gotta fill up a little more water in there. So the only thing you need to do to keep these watered is just fill the bottom tray up that's underneath it with water. Just make sure that it's high enough so that the bottom of the tray is soaking down into the water. And I really don't find I need to mess with it or fill it. I just do it the one time and then it's fine. It's a really like a no fuss growing operation here. There's not a whole lot to remember or mess up or anything. So as far as the seeds go, the seed company that I use for my microgreen seeds is called True Leaf Market, and that's where I got these from, and I was really happy with them. You can order them in bulk, and the seeds were really great. I had great germination with it. I was also going to mention that these seeds, I bought these at least 3 years ago, and I wasn't sure how this was going to go actually with the germination because they're kind of older seed, but as you can see they turned out great. So I can't complain about the germination rate. That I had really great results with them. So I do recommend them for their microgreens. I know other companies also sell microgreens too, which I'm sure are great as well. But I just want to mention that is where I get mine from. So yeah, I'll put a link to their seeds and all the equipment and whatever that you might need for this project, including our grow lights that we use if you want to check those out. So how to get a good routine going with this, with the 2 trays, is what I usually would do is when the bottom tray is ready to go under the grow light, I'll go ahead and have this be on top of this one. I'll seed this bottom tray now, this new one here, and I'll set this on top and it'll be nice and heavy. It'll be the heavy weight for the 4 days it takes for those to germinate in the darkness on the bottom. And then usually by the time I'm done eating the top tray, but by the time we're done with that one, the next tray is ready to be eaten. So it's a nice little cycle and you can just keep repeating that. And then you'll have a steady supply of greens that you can have all winter long, or in the spring when you're just excited to have something fresh tasting from the garden while you're waiting for your other crops to mature. It's just such a great nutrient dense thing to add to your diet. And I am kicking myself for not doing this all winter long. This year I didn't keep up with it, and I should have. But we are going to be enjoying this spring until our lettuce and our spinach and stuff comes up, and I might continue with it all spring. I might just try to use it out in the greenhouse, see if I get a good result with it out in the greenhouse too. So but yeah, that's pretty much all there is to grow microgreens. I hope I covered everything. If you have any questions, please leave them in the comments below. Let me know, have you tried to grow microgreens just using a sunny window? Has it worked for you, or was the end result good? Was it nice and big and bushy like this? Let me know what you think, and I'm so excited to take you along with the growing season this year. And thank you so much for watching. I hope you found this helpful. If you did, please give us a thumbs up and hit the subscribe button. Leave a comment below, and we will see you in the next video. Take care and God bless.